Okay, hey there guys, what's up? Francis and it. Welcome to my channel and the program. So tonight I like to share a bit of thoughts and experiences I've had starting conversations with people. How to start a productive conversation with people. How to avoid having that sort of victim's attitude. You know you know make how to make others reckon and think that um, you are a someone worthy of their attention, worthy of their time, worth their while. So to 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 begin with, I'd like to mention a bit of my own experiences with making friends at church, especially at Hillsong Church, especially right from the beginning of my of my of my durations at uni. So basically, first of all, I have to admit that I actually used to hate making friends. I used to you know to disregard the significance of having you know having people you can trust around you, people you can depend on. Though even to now, I still don't quite you know I don't quite think much of depending on somebody else to attain and achieve your well-being. Even until now, I still don't love humans more than I love God. Well, at least I still don't love male human individuals as well as female human individuals more than God, more than Jesus. Though on a more spiritual level, not on that means not in terms of the flesh, not in terms of physical forms, but regardless, when you start a conversation with someone, you'd always like to avoid argument. You'd always avoid causing yourself more trouble and costing yourself more time, especially when the conversation leads you nowhere but more disagreement, more depression, more frustrations. So that means you need to find people worthy of your time and conversation, especially those who can at least pay genuine attention to what you are saying to them, and those who actually like to help you out of your current situation or harsh and hostile circumstances. I'd rather advise against approaching those who won't even listen to what you say, to what you have to say to them at first sight, at first glance. I have had several encounters with such type of people. So although there I do have some specific I do have something specific that closely relates to how to start a productive and meaningful conversation with people who might seem and sound quite hostile, or who may pose some sort of hostility or animosities against you at first glance, at first sight. It may not work all the times, and individual attributes can can severely compromise its effectiveness, and it can also affect its ease of use as well as effectiveness. So it may not work on everyone. But yes, I suppose it's still worth mentioning nevertheless. Perhaps yes. So first of all, you can begin to to ask things like how are things going on your end? What can you tell me about your current situation? Are you particularly happy with what you are doing for a living? Well, that the last question might still sound a bit of a way too straightforward, and on the other hand, too perhaps too rude. You may not. It's better not to ask questions like the third one. From a person whom you don't know very well, even if that person used to be your classmate or your coworkers or one of your colleagues. Well, but we didn't have much conversations recently, so I can't actually give you any more any more advice, more than this, or further than this. Because I don't think I am successful on that aspect yet. I haven't managed to emerge victorious while dealing with those sort of people. But yes, let's talk more about how to start meaningful and productive conversations with people. So yes, first of all, is you must avoid talking about your current difficulties. Not at the very you must not make your own image look bad, not at the very beginning at least. You must not, I suppose, you must not, make people think that you are always a victim. You must forfeit the victimization attitude. You must give the subjects of the conversation more energy, more positivity, and by saying it's not a problem at all, or it's no big deal, because I have already managed to acquire several approaches to overcome this, and it might also be a good idea to directly quote several verses from the Bible, especially the New Testament, such as what? Let's see. Yes, such as, in this world you will have many sorrows and trials, but take heed, take heart, I have overcome the world. It should be the Gospel of John. Yes. Gospel of John. The Gospel of John, chapter 16, verses 33. And yes, for instance, yes, that's one example. The other example might be, this might prove particularly useful while you speak to someone whom you think, you have, less experiences, than whom you think you have less experiences, less or lower levels of expertise, as well as to your to how should I put it? I don't know if I am alone on such issue, but I have always found myself in a situation where where I tend to stutter a lot more than the instances while I was talking, while I was having a conversation with those whom I think I can overcome, or I can outsmart, or I can outperform. Something like that. And then pretty much almost every time when I seek some more subjects to have conversations with, not subjects but objects, then I find more while I find more objects to have more conversations with, especially those people whom I reckon I might have some needs, some demands for help to make. I will then tend to become more timid, more more or less engaging, and I incrementally hand over the authority to control the flow of conversation to that person, to somebody else, to the object whom I'm having conversation with. I basically hand over the authority of controlling the direction or the topics of the conversation to that person instead. So, well, please do let me know if you have had similar experiences while you have conversations, or you try to have conversations with different levels, or different reaches, or different realms of persons. Yeah, pretty much something like that. So if you have any more questions, feel free to post it below this video clip. I always look forward to having some more conversations, some more talks with you guys on either Google Hangouts or WhatsApp or Discord. You can private message me on Discord if you do feel like you currently need more, need a friend or two to talk with, just to neutralize your feeling of loneliness, emptiness, or depression. So stay tuned, stay faithful, stay awesome, stay tuned. I shall see you on the next video on YouTube. Bye bye, cheers.